Hello everyone, this is my presentation for Recursion for ComSci 1 to 3 by Michael Vincent Dosado. So our topics for today will be function, recursion, and the recursive function. Alright, so first, what is a function? So it is a block of organized, reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. It is like a math equation called function because it takes an input and gives an output. So for example, is we have a function f of m which is equal to 2m plus 5. So let's say m here is 3 equal to 3, then f of 3 here is 2 times 3 plus 5. So that's 6 plus 5, that's 11. So function is also known as a method. And there are two types of functions. First is the built-in function, and the second is the user-defined functions. So in our example right here, for top portion, we have the Python code program. So the function right here is the user-defined function. Right here is define_sum or define sum. So what it does here is to perform an action, which is to find the sum of the set of numbers in a set or in an array. So it is the same here in the second program. It is written in Java programming language, so it also has the same action. It is to find the sum of the set in the set of numbers or in an array. The sum of the numbers in an array. Alright, so recursion. So it is an approach that can be applied to many types of problems, and recursion is one of the central ideas of computer science. So a few background on recursion. So its etymology. It is from the Latin word recursio, which means the act of running back or again or return. It is also derived from the word recurro, which means run back or return. So recurro having the prefix of re, which means back or again, and curro, which means to run. So what is recursion? So the process in which a function runs itself again is called recursion, and the corresponding function, is called recursive function. So recursion is the process to run again, and the function that is using the recursion is what you call the recursive function or method. So this is a meme. So recursive function or method. So it is a function or method that performs a task by running itself again and again to do smaller tasks. So there are two important parts of a recursive function. We have the base case and the cursive case. So the base case right here is the value that will tell when the recursion will end. So in our example right here on the right, in a visual representation right here, our base case here is the conditional if. So if this is true right here, then it will give true, then the recursion will end. It will return whatever item it has. So this will tell when the function will end. Then the second important part is the cursive case. This is the part where recursion happens, where it runs itself again with a different input. So our cursive case right here is this one, recursion with the argument here x minus 1. So it has a different input. So in the first part, we have recursion function here with x. So x here has a value. So when it runs again, it has a different value, which is x minus 1. So it was minus. It did subtraction to have a different input. So it was run again with a different input. Alright. So example here. Our function here is find fact, or our action here is to get the factorial of a number. So one of our great teachers once said that factorial is the hello world of recursion. So factorial is the basic concept in order to learn to understand recursion better. So in our program right here in the left side, our base case right here is the if number is equals to 0, then return 1. Then our recursive case right here is the return number times this is the same function called again with a different input, so number minus 1. So it runs the process again and again and again and again until it gets the last number, just 0, then it returns 1, then returns back and back and back and back again. So just like our example right here on the right, the visual representation of what is happening in the recursion. So starts with 5, then find the factor of 5. So number minus 1, our number is 5, so minus 1 times 4, so 5 times 4. No, but then this is a function, so it runs again, then 4 times 3 minus number minus 1, then 3 right here is 3 times define the function again with the value of 2, then again so it with 1 here, so it gets a return item, so it runs back again, so it goes so it goes back to the start, no, to give the final answer, which is 120. So the factorial of 5 is 120. So when and why should we use recursion? We use recursion when things have many possible branches, or when things are too complex to use a loop or iteration. Just like right here in our example right here. So in a file system, you have many possible branches. You have 2 first, they're directories and file systems, and it divides into 4 more branches. So it's complicated, and it is too complex to use a loop right here because it will take so much time. So why should we use recursion? So it is a clean and simple way to write a code. Because if you write a loop, then it will be messy and confusing. So for example, searching in your files, you start at the first folder, then you search through all the files and folders within the first folder, and then you go to the next folder and search files again. Then you repeat the same process. Alright, so as for a review, again, function is a block of organized reusable code to perform a function. So it takes an input and gives an output. So there are 2 types of functions. There are the built-in functions and the user-defined ones. So, and recursion is the act of running itself again and again. The Latin word recursion, recursio, from recurro, from re and curro. Re plus recurro, which means recursion, So we have recursive function or method. Again, function, a method running itself. It is the function or method that is running itself again and again to do smaller tasks. So 2 important parts: the base case, the value or condition to tell when the function will end. In the recursive case, the part where the recursion happens with a different input. Alright, so thank you so much for listening. I hope you understood the concepts of recursion, function, and what is a recursive function. Thank you very much and have a good day.